Hey everybody, it's TF Nut. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the NECA Universal Monsters Ultimate Frankenstein's Monster from the original Frankenstein film. Very happy that NECA is making Universal Monster figures. I've honestly wanted them to for a pretty long time, and so far it seems like they're going to go all in with this line, and I'm very excited to see what else they do. Now we have the color version here, and this is a first to market release for Walmart. It will be eventually released at other retailers. This is a similar thing that they're doing with some of the Target first to market figures, like the McCready figure from The Thing recently that I reviewed. It will eventually go to other retailers. It's just Walmart is the first one that gets right now. And let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. I don't want to waste any more time. It says here, original horror show Frankenstein. You have the image of Frankenstein right there on the poster. Very nice looking poster here. And then we get to the bottom half here. It does have the actors and actresses involved, as well as the man himself, Boris Karloff, Ultimate Frankenstein's Monster, as well as a Universal re-release. On this side here, it does say Frankenstein at the top, image of the figure posed, Universal Monsters, NECA, and Real Toys. It's going to say the same thing on the other side. It's just a different posed image of the figure there. On the top, it does say Frankenstein, NECA, ages 17 and up, as well as a choking hazard right there. On the bottom here, we do have the credits, and that's pretty much everyone who worked on the development of this figure, which is a little bit hard to read. We do have Universal, NECA, and Real Toys logos, and we do have a barcode in case you need it. On the back here, just some nice images of the figure posed right there, as well as it says Frankenstein towards the top of the packaging. You get the top half here of these images. Very nice shot of the figure there close up, and you have one of the alternate heads on there. And then pretty much the same thing down here, some different posing and some different lighting with some different accessories. How many times can I say different? As well as it says includes 6 interchangeable hands and whatnot, all there in that fine print. When you open up the flap, which is attached via Velcro, you get this image here of the figure standing on the stairs, which is just very nicely lit. The toy photography when it comes to these boxes are awesome. And then you have the figure in the box here. You get the top half, you can see the figure's top half, as well as the heads right there. Bottom half, you see the alternate hands and some of the other accessories. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. Okay, right out of the box, I have to say this thing is better than I anticipated, and I was pretty excited for this figure. It's not perfect by any means, has a few issues with my particular figure, but overall it is very solid. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that he comes with, and I'll take a closer look at the figure. We're going to start off with our alternate heads. These things look really cool. You have this one that's a bit more of an angrier, I don't know if I'd say angrier, but this is definitely a more expressive open-mouthed head. This, oh man, I forgot what noise he makes with this, but there is a scene where he kind of makes a roar, and that's the kind of head. These things are awesome. Look at the wrinkles. There's some wash in the wrinkles, as you can see there. There's paint variation. You can see that shadow in his eyes. Look at the purple there, looking very nice and rotted. There's a little bit of a, a scar with some blood up on the top of his head. I forget what this is supposed to be up there. It's a piece of metal. And more scratches right here. Lots of nice rotting. It's not super rotting, of course, but it's just how it just looks like how it came out in the movie. Man, this thing is sick. Those ears are nicely sculpted. The hair is also nicely sculpted. Very similar sculpt to both of them, and they have a little bit of paint variation with a little bit of light brown and the dark brown going on in there. Looking really good overall, and as well as really clean paint in the mouth and teeth. That is awesome. We have 2 hands here that are open for, kind of walking around trying to grab people with these blackened fingernails, which look good. Some variation of kind of like this purplish type of paint going on the palms there. Looking really nice. This is what the back of the hands look like with some nice veins. Some more of that, it's kind of like reddish purplish. I don't know exactly what color it is, but it's looking really good. We have these hands here, which are meant for actually holding the flower. So this one here holds a group of flowers. This one here holds an individual flower, which I'll show those off in a second. Again, just taking a quick look at these. Looking really nice. And one thing I want to mention is sometimes my issue with NECA figures is that the joints are painted and that the paint will flake off the joints, but these are just a color that is the same kind of color plastic that they're using for the hands, and that works better. It may not look the best right now. You can definitely tell, it doesn't blend in super duper well, but I prefer that because it's going to look similar enough and there's not going to be any paint flaking, and I like that. Different flowers. We have the individual flower here. We have very bright, yikes. We have these grouping of flowers. There's about two flowers, yeah. With a little bit of some yellow, which isn't super centered on here. There's even a little bit of yellow right there. But we do have some nice green paint for the stems. Same thing here. The centering of the yellow paint is a little bit better on this one here. Looking really nice. Last but not least, we have handcuffs. These have a real metal chain, as you can see here. They look like they're rusted, which is nice. And then we have a little bit of some rust paint on these hard plastic that feels brittle, so be careful. These plastic cuffs, which you'll just put them around the arms. You'll take the hands off, and the arms are skinny enough that you'll put this around there. So very, very cool amount of accessories. Okay, taking a look at the likeness of this figure, man. Let me get an image. Hopefully I have a good enough image to show you guys. I think that this figure looks just like Boris Karloff, which may not be super fair for some of the recent NECA releases when it comes to likeness, because this movie's been out for like almost 100 years by now, but this is just awesome. Look at this face sculpt. Those eyes going all the way to the back of his head. It's very similar to the other heads, but you have the nice purplish, rotting skin tone on there. This greenish, palish skin color. You can see a vein right there. You have some blood, a little bit of different types of red going on, a little bit darker and a little bit brighter. Not super bright though. That scar right there, as well as on his cheek. And you have the little, I forget exactly what these are called, but these metal pieces that stick out of his neck, they look really good too. The silver on there is nice. If there's any blood on here, on the silver, I'm not going to mind too much, but it doesn't look like there is, so that's actually really cool. I think he has a slit throat. That's cool. I didn't know if that was a thing, but it's like right underneath there, or it could just be, stuff from the neck right there. And then there's the top of the head, a little bit of a paint splotch right there that I just noticed. It's not too noticeable. There's the ears. That's what the top of the head, that nice flat top. So, man, that's just awesome. So let's take a look at the rest of the, we got to see the neck a little bit. The rest of the outfit here. This blazer, which it's just a coat, I call it a blazer. He has a nice button right there, nice wrinkles, a little bit of some lightish black on here. I believe it's mostly molded in black. A little bit of some paint of black on there. Some nice wrinkles, as you can see on the back there. I don't know if they put dirt on here either. And by the way, if you didn't realize, there's a black and white version coming out. This is the color version. So I don't know. To me, I don't know why you would want the black and white version unless you are a completist. You can just turn your photos black and white with your other color action figures that you have. With this guy here. Some more wrinkles. There's some weird glue or something's going on with this arm right here. I feel like someone put some glue on here on accident and it stuck somehow. So that's not great. It's kind of annoying, especially because I sifted through like 5 other of these figures, and all of them almost had some type of issue that I noticed, and I thought that this one didn't. It does though. Arguably a worse issue that I saw earlier. Anyway, you could see those metal pieces wrapping around his wrist with some blood coming through. These were what the more relaxed hands look like. That's what the back of the forearm looks like too. That metal rod going on in there, or whatever that is. That's what that looks like, with some nice scarring on that wrist, as well as on the inside as well. Looking really awesome. Now you can see some pockets in there that are also sculpted. This shirt is also sculpted, as you can see there. I think that entire shirt is just an entire one piece. Yeah, there's even some more sculpting underneath there. So that's cool. And you have the pants here with some nice wrinkles. I don't know if this is being reused from other figure. Sometimes NECA will reuse, if it's a normal enough character, they will reuse parts of the legs. They don't do that often though. And that's something that I could forgive at least. But again, not very often. This looks like a completely unique sculpt. Lots of nice. There is definitely some dirt on the knees here. But a little bit of lighter black in the wrinkles, as you can see there. From the top of the legs. And at the bottom here, looking pretty good. These nice high top shoes. These platform boots, as I should say. That's what that looks like. There's a little bit of dirt on there. The inside too. That's what the bottom of the feet look like. So, oh man, it's so awesome. I'm just geeking out, man. You can see a little bit at the top of my review station. I do apologize. Do a quick 360 because, oh man, this thing is very, very nice. We do have a ball jointed head here. As you can see, it does have a nice range of motion with the rotation, as well as goes up, down, again with rotation, a little bit side to side. We do have a joint that goes into the body, so it's on a ball joint as well, and it gets all great range of motion. It looks really awesome. Arms will go all the way around, a little bit stiff, not too bad though. Heat up your figures, man. Put it in hot water, boiling water, hair dryer, heat them up. Arms go all the way around. We have a single joint elbow that actually bends pretty far, surprisingly far. We have a swivel at the wrist. This has a swivel here as well as a hinge, and this is for all sets of hands. We do have a separate cut here that's being covered by this soft plastic piece here. It can rotate up here as well as tilt a little bit, but you grab here and you can rotate the actual lower waist around the crotch area as well. It also has a bit of a ball joint, so you do get all good range of motion because it's kind of like the head and neck system where it's two different types of ball joints. Along you get more articulation out of there. You have a soft plastic piece, which I would not keep this pose for very long, just a heads up. For the crotch there, legs go out that much, backward, not really. That is the split, and it's actually a lot better than I thought. We do have an upper thigh swivel here. We do get a single joint knee, which actually bends okay, not too bad. It does swivel a bit. Now, one thing I want to mention is that a leg alignment isn't super straight. See that? It's kind of sticking out a little bit going over here. So that's a bit weird. From certain angles, you're not really going to notice it, though. We do have ankle rockers here. The up and down's a little stiff, but you do get some good range of motion out of there. So, yeah, overall, pretty decent articulation. For quick side comparisons, on the right, the recently released McCready from The Thing. On the left, Ash vs. Evil Dead version of Ash Williams. This guy in the middle is going to tower over both of them. I never realized how short this version of Ash was. But then we have on the right, McFarlane Toys Geralt from Witcher 3. And on the left, Marvel Legends Retro Collection Spider-Man, which, again, he is going to tower over both of them. Frankenstein is a very tall... Frankenstein's monster is a very tall character. So overall, I am very happy with this figure. It's not perfect. My particular figure has a couple things. Something weird is going on with the glue on the left arm, like I showed off earlier, so that kind of bugs me. There is also a mismatched paint app on the top of his head. On the head he comes packaged with. If I really want to nitpick, some people might be bothered with this more than I am. The alignment of the leg looks a little bit weird when you get to the knees and whatnot, but that doesn't bug me that much. This figure is super good because it just has top-notch sculpting, great paint apps, awesome details, a great range of accessories, and honestly decent articulation. Sometimes NECA figures just aren't that well articulated. This one's pretty good, and I'm very happy to have it. Really want more of the Universal monsters. Bring it on, NECA. I will gladly get as many as I can. This is, again, a first-to-market release for Walmart, and it will eventually be a retail release as well, as there's going to be a black and white version, and there's the color version here that you saw here. Let's go ahead and end this here. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.